What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know what's going on with those Kardashian sister girls, but it seems like they're really trying to rebrand. Like, I feel like they are almost single-handedly responsible for this plastic surgery era that we're in, right? And for some reason, all of a sudden, they want to talk about it and portray themselves as victims of it as well. I do think that in some respects, they are victims of the societal beauty standards before they became the ones to kind of set them and push them in a very dangerous direction. I will specifically point out Khloe, for example. So she was very, very, very heavily criticized, even to her face, right? So this was in magazines, TV shows, radio shows, you name it. They were talking trash about Khloe's looks and how she could not, quote unquote, measure up to her sisters, Kourtney and Kim, who looked more quote unquote exotic Armenian than she did. Everybody always said that she is not the same sister. She does not have the same daddy they do. They are right. They look more Middle Eastern and she looks white. They are thin and curvy at the same time. And at the time, Khloe was a little bit on the heavier side for a Kardashian anyway. And so obviously that took its toll on Khloe's self-esteem. So Khloe in particular getting plastic surgery is not surprising to me. I would have done it too if I were in the same position as her, okay? And I like how she pointed out how kind of ridiculous it is that people pretty much drove her to getting plastic surgery, right? They made fun of her face, they made fun of her body, they made fun of everything about her height even. But the moment she goes ahead and gets some work done to make herself feel better and to try to be accepted more by the general public, they start insulting her for doing that too. So you really cannot win with the general public. Now, the only other Kardashian sister who had experienced that sort of attack on her looks to me would be Kylie Jenner, right? She was the yin and yang to Kendall Jenner, her sister that she's closest in age to, and the only other Jenner sibling as well from the Kardashian Jenner set. And Kendall was seen as prettier than Kylie, and the two of them wanted to get into modeling. People accepted Kendall as someone who could get into modeling, especially because she was much taller than Kylie, but people did not accept Kylie at all. And instead of just kind of ignoring it, being like, yeah, sure, girl, whatever, and moving on, people would drag her online. So she's another one that I'm not surprised went ahead and got work. But in the case of the other sisters, Kendall, Kourtney, and Kim, who were never really bullied for their looks, in my opinion, like were called unattractive, they still had the work done. So I don't think it's a good enough quote unquote excuse. I think they need to look at their mother, Kris Jenner, and see why in this family they all felt the need to do this, if it's something that they're unhappy with, right? Other than blaming the general public. So anyway, after Khloe opened up about her own insecurities, Kylie Jenner opened up about hers as well. So she said that her insecurity growing up were her ears. According to Kylie, which she said as she was doing her older sister Kourtney Kardashian's makeup, the girls used to reach over to her and say, oh my God, look at those cute little ears. Look at those ears. Look at those ears. Not just her sisters, but other people in her life as well, adults, perhaps even their mother and their father and whatnot. And so she said that that really made her feel insecure about her ears. And the thing that changed all that for her was having her daughter, Stormi. According to Kylie, her daughter Stormi has the same ears that Kylie has. And so ever since she had Stormi, and like obviously she sees Stormi as the most beautiful, gorgeous person on the planet because that's her daughter, she has learned to love her own ears in seeing them in her daughter and just seeing how beautiful her daughter is with those same ears that she has. And so she says that although she used to hide her ears behind her hair and whatnot, now that she feels okay about her ears, she is letting them shine. She is letting them hear everything going on in the world, right? Like through updos and whatever else that might be. And so I thought, you know what, that was a great little conversation. I do understand in some respects they're blaming things on the public because let's face it, in the early 2000s, you guys, the press around women and women's bodies was horrible. The way that like regular sized people would be seen as like that overweight, like just like the horrible things they would say, right? So I do understand, but at the same time they debuted already having some work done. But most notably Kim had already had her BBL when they debuted, so I don't think that that's something that could be blamed on the public. But I digress. Guys, how do you feel about this Kardashian conversation surrounding body image and plastic surgery? I also got to say, Kylie, I don't appreciate you claiming that you've never had plastic surgery on your face, that you've only had fillers. By the way, your cheeks look really painful here. I couldn't stop looking at her cheeks during this scene because they are just way too damn bulbous. I don't know if that's a filler thing or if that's an implant thing. My guess would be that it's an implant, but you would have to check out Lori Hill for that. She's really good at examining people's faces. I don't think that she's only had filler in her face. I think that there's been implants, perhaps even the cheeks that we're looking at over there, that are just very heavy for her face. I think that she has had some sort of work to have her jawline contoured, perhaps shaved down or pulled in a certain direction. I know that her sister Kendall got a really good brow lift, so maybe Kylie got a brow lift as well. Who knows? I do remember people speculating, I think Lori Hill as well, that she had gotten a rhinoplasty. That one I'm not quite sure about. I do think that her nose looks the same from before she started messing with her face. And, here's the other thing. They're trying to claim that they're not plastic. So she'll say, I haven't had anything done in my face. But we know that she's had a BBL, which is a liposuction. Then you take the fat from your stomach and you put it in your butt, right? That's very obvious she's had it done. So if you look up her tattoo that she has on her butt, it used to be in a certain place. And then after the BBL, it got moved. Your tattoo doesn't just move from this place to this place for no reason, unless you had to have your skin moved for a certain reason, right? For example, you're ballooning your butt. So obviously it's going to move where your skin is positioned in that area. But I digress. Let me know what you think about all this, okay, in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.